Hi everyone, it's BigFriendlyWarGamer here as usual. It's a bit later than normal on a Friday for me to do my sit and ramble and paint and thing, but it is the 1st of March. I'm going to spin the camera around so you can see what I'm going to be painting. Clean my desk a little bit so there's not as much on my desk now. Hopefully I'll get some painting done today rather than just edge highlighting a Warlord Titan like I did last week, and you'll see some progress. But who knows? But I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what I've got. Right, so basically what I did is I finished all my Death Guard last week. So as you can see, this is where they had been for almost 3 weeks. Totally gone. They're in a case. They are done. The Death Guard is at rest for a little while because I'm not getting any more for a bit. But what we have got is my Blood Angels Contemptor, which is only part built. Might get sprayed tomorrow depending on if I finish building him or not, but I tried something out on his Power Fist arm and I'm not sure it works. This is there is that assault cannon underneath. People were saying I should cut the barrel short and put it in his hand, which is where the weapon should go, but we'll see. I've got these 4 Negavolt cultists. They're from Blackstone Fortress. You'll see I've got a lot of Blackstone Fortress stuff out. It's just I started enjoying painting it and I really want to get the set finished now, and I'm about halfway through, but I've only completed one of the heroes, so I really need to hit them. But I want to get the bad guys finished as well. We got the stacked rhinos with the Predator. The assault cannon there is actually from that side sponsoring of the Predator. So yeah, we got, and here we got is the actual painting desk. We've got the Navigator from Blackstone Fortress and the Crew Tracker, the 2 heroes. Sprayed grey because that's what they recommend on Warhammer TV. We got 2 Black Legionaries. They're about halfway done. I need to give the black another coat and then edge highlight the black and paint details, then paint the bases, and they're done. We got Ren and Rouse, who are the Ratlings, not squats. They are Ratlings. They work as a pair. Like one person controls the pair. They're Ratling snipers. So yeah, pretty good. And then we got the 7 Traitor Guard that I started and didn't finish. So what I've done with them now, though, I have sanded their bases down, so they're smooth like the other bases for Blackstone Fortress have been. So I need to reapply some black onto the bases and put some textured paint to fill the gaps in the bases in. Yeah, they've got a few details. I need to paint the skin. I need to paint any metal parts. There's bits of cloth on them I need to paint. But yeah, they're coming on. I may even get these finished tonight. I don't know. I would like to, because it would set me off for a good precedence for the month. That'll put me at 7. And 68 for the year, that would put me on. So really quite happy with how my paint is going. But what I will do is I'll set my camera up and we'll get painting. Right, hi everyone. So we're going to get stuck into a bit of painting tonight. My painting desk needs cleaning properly. But oh well, I'm not doing that now. I'm painting now. So we're going to start with some lead belcher. And we're going to give these Traitor Guard there, we're going to colour their armour. They're metal parts, because basically their armour is already painted red and it's shaded, and their fatigues are painted grey and that's been shaded. So it's just a case of hitting the other colours now, the other base colours, and see how we go from there. So yeah, like as I said, it's a bit later in the day. It's just gone 7 o'clock at night. I should get this uploaded overnight, or it'll be first thing tomorrow. It'll probably be overnight. We have got a new Wi-Fi hub, so hopefully it'll upload quicker than normally, but who knows. Virgin Media. It could never upload. I don't know. Right, so just going to get stuck in with this painting. So this is basically picking out any parts on their weapons, which should be silver. And go from there. So yeah, I generally talk about how my week's gone when I do these videos. It's been a bit of a weird week. And I seem to say that quite often of late. And it'll be almost nice to get back to like a normal, not as normal as we can be, sort of time. We've had some upset in the family with my nan passing away, and it was her funeral yesterday, and yeah, it was a hard day, very hard day. Yeah, I know I've got to start looking for a job next week. I want to start looking for a job next week. I'm getting to the point now where I'm a little bit bored. Like one day is kind of blurring into the next, so I think it's time that I got myself a job. And I know some people will be crying out, "There's no jobs out there." There is. If you know how to get a job, it's quite easy. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, it's I did like I said in the intro, I finished my Death Guard last week. This week, sorry. Yeah, still this week. Basically what I did with them was I painted them all in like one go. So I completed all the colours on one model, and went through the whole group with one colour. It works. The army, they came on really quickly. Was quite happy with how they came out at the end. The only downside is I now have no Death Guard left that are unpainted, so that's a good thing. It's not totally a downside. It's great. I said that I wanted to get up to date by the end of February with the Conquest magazine, and I did. The only problem is the next batch of issues that is now on its way to me. It's weird with Hatchet, the people who are making this, is so I've been keeping an eye on my account, and all of a sudden today it's popped up that they put in a request for payment on the 22nd. It's just like, and they've dated it the 22nd. So I'm like, okay, well you clearly didn't, but it hasn't come out of my bank yet. I haven't received it yet, so you never know, it could be next week. But like I said, you got an issue that's got the terrain in it. It's got another lot of terrain. You've got two issues which have the Redemptor Dreadnought, the easy build Redemptor Dreadnought, and then you have one issue which has just got paints. So there's no Death Guard stuff in there at all, which is a little bit annoying, but oh well. And in the next set of 4, you just got the Chaos Rhino, which comes across two issues, yeah, it's fine. Okay, I could use a Rhino for the Death Guard. I doubt if I ever would, but they've got a Rhino now, or they will have a Rhino. it just feels like, I understand that Space Marines are their Games Workshop's money puller, but they could have put a bit more effort into the Death Guard, balancing it out a little bit, so it feels like very much at the moment that the Space Marines have got the majority of the worst, shall we say, out of Conquest. And if you pit these two armies together, like the Death Guard would get mullered. They've got no chance. It's quite unbalanced at the moment, so it's one thing I might do. Is do a little battle report between what I've got for my Death Guard, minus the Demon Prince, he won't be in it, against someone if they've got a fully painted Space Marine set of Conquest. Up to this point, so the Redemptor, the Dreadnought wouldn't be involved in it. I would have a lot of trouble dealing with a Dreadnought with my current Death Guard army. So yeah, so that's the metal done on him. Just going to work my way through all the silver parts on all of these Traitor Guard. Some of these have got gas masks on, some of them haven't. But getting Blackstone Fortress, the whole set, finished is something I really want to aim for. I set it as one of my targets for the year, and having targets is I find quite good. I mean, it helps me paint, set myself targets, and yeah, it's nice getting the likes on Instagram and so on and so on, but knowing that you hit your own targets is really rewarding. So, and I have done for the last 3 years, so I'll carry on. And I added an additional one this year, right? It was to buy less models than I paint. And so far I'm doing well. Problem is there's a new box set coming out, which is Death Guard, not Death Guard, Black Legion, which is my other Chaos Army, and all new models apparently. So we'll have to see how that goes. I may be buying that, unless I can persuade people to get it for me for my birthday, which is this Sunday, I might add. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to be getting painting done today and tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to probably just have the TV on while I'm painting, or the radio, or some CDs or whatever. Because that's what I like to do. And apparently the weather's going to be crap tomorrow, so who knows. But yeah, I've got Game of Heresy at the club on Monday. I'm hoping for a second game, but there's no guarantees, so I might have to take my Blood Bowl set with me. Or I could just take my team. I don't know, we'll see. Just take the team on my roster. Play someone who's got a set already. Should be okay. I've been playing quite a lot of Rock Band last couple of weeks. So it's just something about playing a guitar is nice and relaxing, and it's been really quite good for me. Just sitting in front of, I know it's not a proper guitar, but it's along the same lines, you know what I mean? Some good rock music on, trying to get some trophies on it. So yeah, it's been quite cool. I thought I'd have a go at see if I could set my microphone up today on it, and turns out that the old microphone doesn't work on there, which is annoying. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough as per usual. But yeah, I've just been playing it solo. I mean, don't play it online or anything. I haven't been on my PlayStation like trophy hunting for ages either, so it was just something nice, to a bit of a change of scene. So I haven't done a mega amount of painting over the past week or so. And I mean, I could have done a lot more painting in February if things hadn't have happened like they did. But it is what it is. If you might remember a few episodes ago, I painted the other squad of Traitor Guard from Blackstone Fortress. They're painted green and khaki. Now I could have done these guys the same way, but I wanted them to stand out. I mean, they're two different units, and they have to be. You have to identify which is for which unit in the game. So I figured, well, if I make it so that they are totally separate from each other, you can tell they're different squads. It'd be easier to do. So I did. Different regiments they're from. Probably from different planets. So okay, I think that's, he's got a grenade pin in his hand. Okay. You might be able to hear our neighbours are burning their food again. Every single night that smoke alarm goes off. So yeah, my mum's gone away for the weekend, so just me and my dad at home. We kind of keep ourselves to ourselves. It's just what we do. I'll be up in my room painting, and my dad will be doing whatever my dad's doing. Excuse me. But yeah, it will be good to get a load more done. I mean, like I said, I'm going to start looking for work again next week. So obviously my painting is going to slow down. So it'd be nice to get a big bunch painted before I go back to work. I'm well on my way to hitting my target for the year. I kept it at 200. I'm well on my way to doing that. At some point I do have to build that Reaver Titan, and I know that, but that's okay. Let's just pan that camera around a bit like that. That's better. So that's that one done. So yeah, I've got to start work on my Reaver Titan. Just gotta at some point just jump in and do it. I mean, It was something I think it was a YouTube video I was watching. People were saying about how they have like a almost fear of screwing up something, or painting something that they like and like making a mess of it and stuff like that, and that's probably what's stopping me from actually painting that Reaver, building that Reaver, sorry. I'm terrified I'm going to make a right mess of it. But if I don't have a go, it's going to sit there totally unused for forever. So I will jump onto it at some point. So maybe that's something I should have done these last few weeks where I haven't really been into painting. Should have built the Reaver, but I'm slowly catching up on my backlog of build list. I built all my stuff I got for Christmas from people. So yeah, I built all of that. And I started building the stuff that I bought at the Heresy Weekender, but that's gone quite slowly. So the main problem with that is I don't know rules for stuff. So like I cleaned up and I thought about building my Crimson Paladins, and then realised that I don't know the rules for them. So I don't know what configuration to build them in. I mean, I know they can take an assault cannon, but in a unit that is totally close combat orientated, having one ranged weapon seems kind of pointless. So, especially for a unit that is probably going to be in a transport most of the time as well when it's not engaged in combat. So seems a bit pointless having one ranged weapon in a squad. So I might save that assault cannon for one of my Terminator squads. Should be cool. Especially since my Blood Angels are going to have so many Terminator squads. They're going to have loads. But that's okay. And this is the last guy I've got to paint silver on for this squad. So this is much more interesting than painting really small edge highlighting on a wall or tone. Which I still haven't finished, I might add. So I got quite bored of doing that. But yeah, I've been walking, I've been doing my walking again. I've forced myself to go walking a couple of times in the past week or so. In fact, last Saturday I went out for quite a big walk. It would be nice if I had someone to walk with, but I haven't, so it is what it is. I just walk and listen to my iPod. I was looking at that couch to 500, couch to 5k that my brother-in-law has used, and it involves using your phone. So I don't have music and stuff on my phone because I find that the battery drains really quick. So that's why I've got an iPod, and you can't use that thing, the couch to 5k, on an iPod. So it's either I forget about using it, or I put some music on my iPod, because it basically, what it does is it cuts in and gives you instructions. It will cut into the music and stuff. Let's not drop him. But I don't think I'm ready for running yet anyway, so I think just long walks will be do me good. And they have been. They help me relax and help me get my head in order. Well, when I say in order, it helps me organise myself a bit. Gives me time to think about what I want to do. Get things straight in my head, you know. I had a friend say to me that she doesn't understand how people can get enjoyment out of walking. Just like when your day is full of work and other stuff, just going for a walk, going out where no one can contact you, you're just away from everything, is quite nice. Sometimes it's what's needed, and it's done me plenty of good in the past, so started doing it again. Right, so that's all the silver done on those guys. And we're nearly halfway through. Whee. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to paint some of the cloth. So I'm just going to switch our water pots over, and I'm going to clean my palette as always. Now I was considering getting some more World Eaters spray painted and started and stuff, but I just haven't. I did undercoat something the other day, but I really can't remember what it was. Excuse me. I also have hiccups a little bit as well. Right, so I'm going to go with Rhinox hide for the brown cloths. What I should actually do, in fact I think I'll do that first. So we've got some astrogranite debris. It's textured paint and it needs shaking because it's kind of all settled. So, right, so this is the thicker one, and I'm going to use my little paint spatula, the spatula thing for this. And all I'm going to do, if I can actually get some to stay onto it, yeah, just fill in any little gaps on the bases. So like where they got slotter bases, sometimes the slot doesn't fill the whole gap, so you've got to kind of, come on, that's it, just fill it in, fill in the gap. And on these slotter bases as well, there's kind of like a circle in the middle, and yeah, that needs filling as well. Astrogranite debris is like the astrogranite that I use for my usual basing, but it's thicker and heavier, so it's almost like a dry paint to start with anyway, in that it is quite dry. So you don't need a lot, you just need a little bit to cover up the little imperfections in the bases. I want to keep them in order of the order that I painted the metallic colour in. Like I said, you don't need too much of this. Need a bit there though. Come on. The problem is with this, it's where it is quite a dry thing, it doesn't come off the spatula thing very well. But there you go. And even sometimes the paint itself, if you can call it paint, the texture just falls into the hole, so you have to keep kind of filling it up like that. It's the last one. I know I'll have to do this with the bases for the other models as well, but for some of them at least. But I only do it when I'm kind of nearing the end of painting a model, so I won't do it just yet. Like on the Black Legion guys, they're about halfway done, so I just don't need to do that just yet. Cool. Okay. So I can go back under there now, and we can start painting some brown cloth. Like I said, Rhinox hide for this. This is a really quite dark brown. I've been watching some like YouTube stuff, Wargaming related and whatever. I see today Mini Wargaming have put up a Horus Heresy battle report, so probably we'll be watching that while I upload this video, or render this video. Uploading will be done tonight while I'm asleep, I think, to make it easier. Right, so get the sergeant. Sergeant's got the cloth on his back. I keep hearing like a sound that sounds like my hi-fi is on. I know it's not. It's almost like the sound of a disc spinning. I know I've not got any other electricals on, so someone else must have some noise somewhere. I'm going to paint. Let's do his pistol holder as well, and his belt while I'm at it. So yeah, so the weekend I'm hoping to just get painting done. Like I said, I want to jump ahead of myself and get some. So yeah, I could jump in and do some like Tyranids or something I can paint really quick, but just not really interested in painting Tyranids at the moment, so I'm not going to bother. So this Flamer guy, he's got like fur over his back, so I'm actually not going to paint the fur. I'm going to paint the water bottle holder that he's got. Because I'm going to do the fur more fang brown and make it stand out a little bit more. This guy's got his belts. He's got like a... He's got some cloth on his chest. He's got straps everywhere. He's got some cloth hanging near his arm. Just going to hit all of that with this Rhinox hide. I'll hit it with a shade. And then I can think about if I'm going to highlight it or not. You can do his belt as well. Actually missed some chainmail on it, chainmail armour, but that's okay. It's not in a position where it's going to be seen very well, so it's fine. Just the belt straps on over his back. So yeah, it was nice seeing all the family yesterday, even though the situation wasn't great. Like some people I didn't recognise at all. I mean, I'm really bad now for keeping track of family and stuff. But it's whereas with my sisters and my brother, they seem to have all these family members on Facebook and whatever. I'm kind of the one that gets forgotten, so haven't got all these family members on Facebook. And some of it is my fault, and some of it I just, you know what, I don't care. Like I said before, I've said for ages now, if I had a way of getting off of Facebook, I would, but I need it for the club, so I can't. Facebook's a great thing for in some circumstances. In others, it's really quite how should I say? It can be quite damaging. Like the whole thing with me and my old friends, they continuously saying to me they haven't got money to go out and stuff like that, and then finding out that they had gone out anyway, they just hadn't bothered to see if I wanted to. So I was the odd man out, as I quite often am, but that's fine. So yeah, it's I don't know. Like I said, Facebook, you can use it in many ways, and some people use it in nasty ways. But anyway, right, that's number 4 done. This guy's got cloth over his face, so thankfully I don't have to paint much skin. So yeah, I was talking to people at the wake yesterday, and people were throwing ideas at me of what jobs I could do and that kind of thing. And someone suggested that I could be a barman. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm fairly good with money. I'm quite precise with money and stuff. But and the other thing, I could handle myself. If anything kicked off, I could deal with it. But would I want to be that? I don't know. Dryad bark is needed for the weapon there, so he's done. This guy's got a load of fur as well, so what I'm just going to do is paint his belt that I can, paint his knife holder. Yeah, and that's more or less it for him. Oh no, got the wrist guards. I've got to do some highlights on the reds on these, but I'm going to leave it as really minimal highlights. I want them to look dark, because they're supposed to be, they're Traitor Guard, so they're supposed to be dark and menacing and stuff. So this one doesn't seem to have a lot of leathery parts on it. Just hit his belt a little bit. A little pouch at the side. And he's got another wrist guard as well. Okay. They're coming on quite well. I think I'm gonna do the flesh on them now. It's not a hell of a lot of this. It's mostly just hands and a bit of flesh on the face, but that's about it. But you've kind of got to hit it, because if you don't, you've missed a big part of the model. So we're gonna go with Bugman's Glow. If you ever wondered, like, this is my painting stuff. As you can see, you've got trays of paints. But yeah, that's this Games Workshop's Ultimate Paint set from years ago. It's still in the same box. It just works really well as shelves, so space saver, so it's really quite good. And I'm getting quite close to the end of my video today. So I'm thinking that this skin might be the last, might be the end. But I'm gonna, like I always say, I'm going to carry on painting because I want to get more painting done. I would really like to get these Traitor Guard finished before the end of the weekend, and I think I will. So I can put them to one side and start working on these heroes. Basically what I'm going to do is, for the crew tracker, I'm going to, let's not use that brush because that brush is really small now. I need a new one of them. I'm going to paint his skin like it says in the app for the crew. Just going to follow that. I should probably use a smaller brush for this, but a smaller brush is kind of looking a bit thin, so it kind of needs replacing. It's the brush I use for almost everything, so I should really replace it if I use it for everything, but yeah. might do that in the next day or two, order some new brushes. I do go through brushes quite quick, I admit that, but I am painting quite a bit at the moment as well, so they're doing what they're designed for, you know, so I'm sure they're living their lives happily. Again, I want this guy's got a chainsword. I want to paint it so it looks like he's been given it by the Black Legion. So it's going to be painted the same way as my Black Legion's chainswords. Just like the other squad's sergeant did. So that's that done. This brush is now starting to lose its bristles as well, so I think I'm definitely in need of a new set. That's okay. I've dealt with much worse, so it's fine. So this guy's just got his hands as well, because the face is covered by a mask, so that's all good. I think there's only like 2 of these that you've actually got to paint the faces on. And there's others that you've got little bits of faces like just there above their nose sort of thing, so it's not too bad. This guy's, so the Grenadier again, he's got a mask, a gas mask on, so just the hands. He's got a grenade in his hand as well. With the other squad, I think I didn't really put much effort into the grenades, because with their green armour, the grenades kind of clashed colour wise a little bit, whereas with this squad I can actually paint the frag grenades green and they'll stand out a bit, so probably will get to that at some point. Making sure I've got a decent coat on these models. So this is where you can start getting guys peering over their masks. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to just hit the hands first, and then I'll move on to my smaller brush and do all the faces. All the faces that are peering over masks and stuff like that, so I know what I mean, even if no one else knows. It's fine. I keep meaning to go in Games Workshop, it's just I haven't been out of the house much while I've been off work. The thing is as well, I mean, I know I don't have to, but I feel compelled to buy stuff when I'm in there, because at the end of the day it's a shop, so you really should. If you're in there taking up their space and time, you should be buying stuff really. Just there's not models that I really want to buy at the moment, so kind of at a loss. I could buy some more Death Guard, I know that, because it will carry on my video series. But what would I buy? I don't know. It would have to be something that's not in the Conquest magazines. Maybe Mortarion. Again, it's really quite expensive. So I'm just going to leave it for now. I have to go and get some new paints at some point, especially because I want to paint them Negavolt Cultists. But I'll do that sometime or other. And so now this guy, now he's got a mask as well. I think it's the next one that's got a bare face. The bare-faced cheek of it. Well, he's also got bare skin over his shoulder, so that's cool. So I'll come back to that in a minute, his face. Once I've painted the hands on this guy, I can do all of their faces in one go. Now I probably should have shaded the silver parts before I hit the flesh, but it shouldn't matter too much. I can clean up areas that I've missed and areas that I get ink on and stuff like that. It's not a problem. So right, so I'm just going to hit the other bits under the masks with the bit of skin, and that'll be done. And we'll be finished for the day. Well, the video will be finished for the day anyway. I can get to uploading it and all that wonderful stuff that YouTube videos have. Just that one and this one, I believe. And then we're good to go. No, I've got one more. One more. Yeah, with their faces on these guys, I don't go into like mega detail like painting eyes and stuff like that, because they're just generic Traitor Guard. They normally don't stay on the table very long, so they do get killed off quite quick. And there we are. That be that. So thank you if you've sat and listened to me rambling for an hour today. If you're new to these videos, well, hello, and give me a subscribe and a like if you like. I generally do these videos to help me process my week. It started out as a way for me to tackle my depression, and I still hold to the fact that I think wargaming is great to use to fight depression and anxiety. So yeah, like I said, if you want to give me a subscribe, please do. It'll help me a lot. It will help me smile. And thank you very much if you've listened to me today. And I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.